It was a crazy week in college football. This is Kate's Takes. Let's talk about it. So far on this channel, I've only covered NFL content, but with how last week went and 3 top 10 teams losing, I couldn't pass this up for a video. With that being said, let's get right into the first upset. Probably the most hyped up game heading into week 10 of college football, we have number 1 Tennessee versus number 3 Georgia. The Georgia Bulldogs are the reigning college football champions, and the Tennessee Volunteers have a Heisman Trophy candidate in quarterback Hendon Hooker. The Volunteers also had wide receiver Jalen Hyatt, who led the country with 14 touchdown receptions. Georgia exerted dominance throughout the whole entire game, reminding people why exactly they are the college football champs. The final score was Georgia 27, Tennessee 13. Georgia's defense sacked Hendon Hooker 6 times and definitely made him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. Hooker's stats were only 23 for 33, 195 yards, and an interception. He threw 0 passing touchdowns. Keep in mind, Tennessee, heading into this matchup, had 49.9 points per game. That's insane. The crowd noise definitely didn't help the Tennessee Volunteers either because they were penalized 7 times for false starts. Next up would be number 6 Alabama versus number 15 LSU. This is the first season for the Brian Kelly era in LSU, and Alabama already had 1 loss under their belt, which would be against Tennessee. You also have Alabama quarterback Bryce Young, who is projected to be a top 5 pick in the next NFL draft. This game ended up to be an overtime thriller, with LSU winning 32-31. Even though Jaden Daniels got sacked 6 times, he still put up quite the game, 22 for 32 for 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rush touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Daniels was also responsible for the game-winning drive, and also when they went for 2, defeating Alabama in overtime. A couple of things went wrong for Alabama throughout this game. Even though Bryce Young was only sacked twice, he still was routinely under pressure. Bryce Young came into this game with a 66% completion percentage on average, and this game he only had a 49% completion percentage. That's a significant drop-off. Young went 25 for 51, 328 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Alabama was also penalized 9 times for 92 yards. Next week, the Crimson Tide plays number 11 Ole Miss, so I'm curious to see how well they bounce back. One last thing is that I have to give credit where credit's due, and that would be Lsu's defense. They were amazing to watch throughout the whole entire game. Lastly, we have number 4 Clemson versus an unranked Notre Dame. Heading into this matchup, there was a lot of chatter about Clemson being overrated and how people felt like TCU should be in over Clemson in the college football playoff rank. Now it seems like the TCU narrative is thriving because Clemson got destroyed by Notre Dame 35-14. Notre Dame dominated Clemson the entire game. Clemson didn't even score until the 4th quarter. Notre Dame scored offensively, defensively, and even had a punt block for a touchdown. Clemson was also held to only 90 yards rushing. Clemson definitely exerted its quarterback controversy once again because DJ was sat for the 2nd game in a row. He did come back, but it didn't do much help. With Notre Dame's starting quarterback being out for the season, the Fighting Irish heavily relied on their running game, with 2 running backs recording over 100 yards. Because Clemson lost to a 3-loss team, they went down all the way to number 12. Notre Dame did beat number 16 Syracuse last week, and now that they've beaten Clemson, they moved up to number 20. No more being unranked for Notre Dame. I definitely questioned Clemson a lot during this college football season, so this loss does not surprise me. Well, that was my first official college football video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more content. This is Kate's Takes. Thank you so much for watching.